Okay, yeah. So is it possible for the West to achieve infrastructural development like China, and at the speed at which China has achieved infrastructural development? Do you think it's possible? Well, I'll tell you the reasons why we can also achieve this level of infrastructural development in this video. And I'll show you amazing proof which shows that we can definitely achieve the same stuff that China has achieved. Just take a look around, guys. I'm in Shenzhen, China, and this is how it looks like. This is Shenzhen, China. You can see how clean it is. And of course, you can also see the infrastructure all around. So when we talk about infrastructural development, this is what we mean. And I'll tell you the reasons why we can also achieve this level of development all across the world, not just in a specific country, but we can definitely achieve this everywhere we are. It doesn't matter where you are or where you live. I think we can get to this point and this level. Well, I'll show you. I'm heading right now to one of the subway stations built here in Shenzhen, China, to show you what can be achieved if we actually put in all the steps and all the processes that China has put in place. And it is very possible to achieve this. So one of the very first points that I've noticed while living here in China is you can see hello. So one of the very first points that I've noticed while living here in China is that they plan and they execute really fast. You know, there's less bureaucracy, and it lets them to be able to achieve infrastructural developments really fast, which is pretty good. And I think the world can definitely learn from this. You know, for example, in the USA, in the UK, and across many countries in the world, for them to be able to achieve any infrastructural development, it has to go through some government officials, maybe go through the Senate before they sign a bill, and they sign a whole lot of stuff. But here in China, it's so different and so easy. And I'm right now at the Gangshan North. I've been here before at the Gangshan North, and I'll show you more. Okay. Yeah, let's see. So guys, like I said before, and like I was saying already, when we talk about infrastructural development, it is definitely achievable worldwide, in every country across the globe. But what can help us to achieve this much faster? To achieve something like this? I've been here before, but I thought I should come back here in Shenzhen. I believe that, like I said before, the very first point is about bureaucracy. Here in China, it's very easy for projects like this to be achieved for the people. And the funniest part about it all is that it's so affordable, guys. It's really affordable. Everyone can actually afford to get on the subway right here. It's not expensive. It's very cheap. And when I say very cheap, I mean very cheap. And that's because the government puts more money into infrastructures like this. And what is the reason for the government putting more money into infrastructures like this? That's because they put less on stuff like wars, like I always say, and they invest more into stuff like this. Just take a look, guys. This is it right here. This is the Gangshan North subway station. And again, guys, this is only a subway station. And I believe one of the reasons why our government can achieve this is because if our governments loot funds less, spend more money on what is required, spend more money on stuff like this, of course citizens can definitely enjoy projects like this because it helps ease transportation, it helps make the lives of the citizens much better. So why would governments not want to invest in stuff like this? You can see so many people, it's always crowded. This is how it is every single day. It's normal. So many people come here every time from one place to the other. Because for me personally, I think putting money into other countries or putting money into stuff like wars will definitely not help your country. And when you put it into work, like here in China, this is what you get. And again, guys, one of the reasons why I believe China is able to achieve all this is because they invest more into technology and skilled education. More people are able to learn these skills to be able to build projects like this, to build architectures like this. And that is the reason why, if you look all around the world, Chinese companies are signing multi-million and multi-billion deals to be able to construct more places, more railway stations, more ports, more subway stations all across the globe. It is not for nothing. I think China is able to achieve this because when they train their kids, when they train the youth on skills like this, they are able to grow and do stuff like this. It is very possible, it is very easy, it is attainable, and it is achievable. And I believe that if more of our governments put in more investments into reasonable education, we can definitely get this. Just take a look, guys. Now there are so many different places here in China where they achieve all of this, and it is definitely possible. And I think if we can train more youths all across the globe to be able to learn these technical skills, to be able to learn these technological skills, we can start seeing more of this everywhere across the world. It is very possible, and that's why I make these videos. I make these videos in hopes that one day we can definitely have stuff like this in our own countries. And again, guys, I realized that to be able to achieve stuff like this, it requires patience. One thing I've noticed while living here in China is that there's so much patience when constructing stuff like this. You know, when they are building stuff like this, they have a long-term goal. When the plan is good, the plan is right, and they are able to make long-term plans and start building immediately. And that's thanks to less bureaucracy also, because they do not have to pass through so many government officials, or the project doesn't have to pass through the Senate, it doesn't have to pass through a whole lot of offices before they can sign it into action. That's the reason why, if you look all around China, it's very easy to see that there are so many amazing constructions going on like this, which helps to keep the country developed. And with less bureaucracy, more skilled youths learning about how to build stuff like this is what we get. It is definitely achievable. Just take a look. It feels like a space station, right? Again, guys, I came here to do a follow-up video because last time I made a video at this location and so many people in the comment section said, oh, this is gonna get old fast and it will get destroyed and there will be so much trouble in this subway station. How will it be maintained? You can clearly see how well maintained it is. Actually, there are so many people who work day and night cleaning these stations. They work in shifts, of course. And that's one thing I've noticed right here. The maintenance is very important. If you look right here in China and you go to any public facility, you will definitely realize that there's cleanliness. They actually put in so much effort into cleaning all of this. And that's the reason why this station is not new. It's not very new. It's been here for a few years and you can still see how clean and amazing it is. It's not for nothing. That's because they employ so many people to clean and they do the maintenance as regularly as possible. And we can definitely do that in our own countries. In the US, in the UK, in South Africa, everywhere across the globe, we can definitely do this. We can definitely accomplish this if we can put the right people to work at the right times and in the right places without having bottlenecks, without having people who can actually cause troubles. And with enforcing such laws for these projects much faster, it is definitely achievable. So I just hope that more countries can make this possible. And also it's about educating the citizens on the care for public stuff. All citizens in every country need to be educated on how to take care of public facilities, because I've noticed here in China that everyone takes care of public stuff. They do not just ruin stuff. It is really, really clean, and it is possible that we can do this in our own countries too. Just take a look. Let me show you more, guys. Let me show you more. And that's an elevator at the subway station, which you can use to go down to the first floor, I think. Yeah. And this is the map for the subway station. And again, guys, one thing I noticed here in China is that there's a really good relationship between the government and the private sector. They actually work together to make it possible and achieve infrastructures like this. And the government definitely ensures that these infrastructures are achieved, because once the private sector actually achieves this, the government comes to then inspect to make sure that everything is in good condition and to ensure that everything is safe for everyone to be able to use it. So I think if our governments have good relationships with the private sector, then we can definitely achieve this. So guys, the reason why I make these videos is just to show you guys that this is definitely achievable worldwide if our government just put in the right amount of money into the right places. Just imagine the amount of money that I put into wars, the amount of money that so many government officials can actually embezzle in various countries. So that's the reason why I believe that this is definitely achievable. We can invest more in education for our youth, for our young people. We can invest more into technology in our various countries. And of course, it will lead us to accomplish stuff like this. Very, very possible. There's one question I've been asking for a while now. The question is that why can more governments not achieve stuff like this? And it's in English too. The escalator speaks in English. It tells you to be careful, to watch your step. So the question I have is, why can more countries across the world not achieve or accomplish stuff like this? I think that's because our governments put our monies in the wrong places. And if our governments could only put our monies in the right places, I think more people could have access to good public facilities like this. Here in China, it has become the norm to be able to see stuff like this. Here in China, it's very normal to see railway stations like this, to see subway stations like this, and this can be replicated across the globe. Well guys, I hope that these my points have gone across and more people can understand the truth and understand that we can definitely achieve this. Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Remember, this is Willene. See you next time.